And we are live. Welcome, everybody. I know you might hear a little echo and everything. I forgot to get the key for the podcast room, but hey, it's okay. I wasn't gonna not do this episode today in the Push Power to Power show. Come on, man. Let's go. It's gonna be an amazing day today. I know it's Labor Day, and I know a lot of you are not working, so that's why I was like, oh, there's not gonna be a lot of people here today because it's Labor Day, and most of the people that are working here, they're like big companies, and some are small business owners. So I was like, they're not gonna come today. So this would be great to just do it here in the middle of the office, of the co-working office, where Yeraldy Media Network stays here at Fuse Workspace. And I'm like, hey, let's get it, because today I have two episodes, and this is the first one today with Coach James Bonds. And as you can see, I put his name in there, Coach James Bond, and then it's himself right there, Coach James Bond. So it's all on him today. But you're here with me. You already know me, the real Jesus Ortiz. And I'm just excited to have Mr. Coach James Bond. So we're going to go straight to value. He's going to, man, y'all going to love it. Especially, he's one of the guys that is going to be on the masculinity event. It's an event that is going to come in October the 16th. If I'm right, I'll ask him right now. It's going to be an event for just men. We're going to talk about our feelings and everything that men need to stand up and talk about it. We'll get into that in when we get into the show. But I just wanted to explain that he's here. I'm here, and man, I'm just excited. You know, I love doing this. So you already know me, guys. So hit the share button if you already know this is going to hit somebody. It's going to hit maybe a friend of yours, a family, someone that is watching this. We are here to help that one person. If we can help that one person, I'm loving it. If we can help more, that's even better. But let's get into the show. Thank you guys for being here this morning of September 6th, 2021. And let's get ready for the Push Power to Power show. Ooh. Hey.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in this wonderful, wonderful world we live in.
Yes,
glad to be here.
Wherever everybody's watching, good morning. And I hope that you really enjoyed this show today. And I'm gonna do a less speaking, but he knows we had a meeting. He knows I love to speak and talk. But today is not about me. It's never about us. You already know that. It's always about that person that we're gonna help.
That's right. Exactly right. So I'm glad to be here today. We were talking a little bit last night, but also we got the conference coming up on October 6th, actually. And so
is it 6th?
It's gonna 6th now. It's gonna be male masculinity. And basically, you know, again, not enough males talk about their feelings, because we're always taught to be tough, to be strong, to be, to hide stuff, to put stuff away. And then that affects us down the road. And so we want to kind of talk about that. So again, I'm glad to be here with you today to talk about, that in general, but also, just a whole life coaching thing that I do as well, just to help people get past themselves. A lot of people are hurting right now. So in life coaching, mental health coaching, I do as well. So it's one of those things where we have to realize that, we owe ourselves to succeed, because somebody's waiting for us to succeed so they can learn and they can grow. And the one thing I learned early on, like we talked yesterday about as well, is that we are helping people that we may never see. They may never say thank you. We never even cross their paths physically, but they may cross our paths. They may walk by us. They may hear us speak somewhere. They may hear a word on LinkedIn or wherever we are at, and it could change their whole perspective. And that's what it's about, knowing that life is not about you.
And you're right, man. Life is not about us, but hey, I know you spent a little bit, and we're going to talk about what you do today. So go into the beginning right now, kind of explain people who you are, a little bit about your background, a little bit about your... catch them with a little funny story right there, and then boom, let's get it.
That's right. Well, it's funny for me. I started life coaching. I was in 13 years coaching full time. And the funny story is that experience, that finding my why, cost me about $6 million. So that's a funny story. So I had a business partner, that I just decided to let my guard down, put our friendship first, and it cost me a lot, everything I owned. So that's the funny story. The funny story behind that, of course, is that during that process, I found out why I exist, which is to help other people, which actually in this case, I find myself with more peace than I had before, more focused than I had before. So it's one of those things where, again, Mike business is about 60% one-on-one, coaching one-on-one, and about 40% keynote speaking, sales training, women's empowerment conferences, workshops, things like that as well, disc assessment evaluations. So I think that, the one thing that we have to realize is that once you get that why figured out, this whole journey starts to make sense. Now, you still have hiccups, you still have pain, you still have, punches in the gut and punches in the head and whatever you may call them, but you just get more focus of why you're doing that. And that's one thing I also want to talk briefly about as well. There's a lot of laws in life, laws of facts, for instance. So that one reminds me of the law of pain. The law of pain I teach people is that once you're punched, once you're knocked down, the advantage of that, people say, what do you mean the advantage of that? Well, the advantage of that is now you know how hard of a punch you can take. Now you know where the punch hurts the most. Now you know how you can sustain from that punch. So there's always a learning opportunity in things that we do. So I just advise people to really look back and pick out when something really affects you, hurts you, disturbs you, always look and journal. Journaling is so important because now you realize Wednesday, September 1st, day sucks. Wednesday, September 1st, somebody punched me in the head and now I know how hard a punch I can take. Wednesday, September 1st, I fell on my face, but yet I picked myself up. Wednesday, September 1st, you just realize now, okay, this day I did this. So now I'm stronger than I was before September 1st, so to speak. So it's very important to understand, where you are and the process it as well. So I enjoy traveling first coaching wise. I have clients all over the country. And the one thing that benefits me, I think is the biggest thing is that people just need access. And the one thing that I'm a different type of coach. A lot of coaches sell people programs, nothing wrong with that. But to me, everybody's different. So I individualize the coaching based off that particular person's needs, not a program that they may fit into, may not fit into, and not knocking those programs. That's to each his own. But I just think that people deserve, when they are coming to you for help, they deserve 100% of your focus, not just go listen to this or play that, or then come back and see me. And how did it work out for you? That's not my style. So that makes me successful for that reason, because I haven't advertised since 2012, and I have consistent clients calling me. In my pipeline, if you want to call it that, is always consistently active because I get referral based. And my referrals are about 86% right now, which is a blessing because that means I'm doing something right.
And you're right, and that's something that I learned when you start doing something right and it's working, and you see repeatedly, either it's clients or you building relationship with someone. Keep on doing that more. Keep on doing
That's right.
that more because you already saw that it's working. Why do you want to try to change it and be like, "Who? How can I make it better?" No, 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 man. Just that's when I realized that, because I used to be doing that, like kind of it was working, and then you try to move it this way, and then you try to move it this way, and then it's just it doesn't work at all. And then you getting mad at yourself and like, why is it not working? It was
That's
just
right.
right. You tried. You thought yourself that you could have made it better, different. But if it's working that way, man,
That's
keep
right.
on.
It's some people look at that too. It's like, I'm, this is working for me. So how can I streamline it? How can I make it? How can I work from 40 hours a week to 20 hours a week? How can I work? And that's fine and dandy, but don't lose track of why you're doing it. Stop focusing on how can you work less, because at the end of the day, like you just said a minute ago, at the end of the day, the wheel is already round. You can't reinvent a round wheel. You can learn how to oil it differently. But I tell people, when I do business coaching as well, let's not try to figure out how can I work less. Some people focus strictly on that, and then they lose track of why they're working. Because we've all heard the term, once you do something that you love or that you're supposed to be doing, it's your why, it's not working anyway. And that's a true statement. So you really have to understand, okay, I want to work 10 hours a week. What does that mean? What, do you want, you say you want to serve less people? You want to have less successes and contacts? No, you want to make sure that you are either reinventing yourself, you are duplicating yourself. But that whole term of how can I work less, and it confuses me. And again, that's to each his own, but it just confuses me sometimes.
Yeah, isn't there a book by Tim Ferriss? I never read it, but the 4 Hour Week or something like
Yes, exactly. But see, people read that and they immediately think, of course, from the title, that it's talking about how to work 4 hours, and it's not.
No, I heard. Yeah, yeah. I haven't read it, but that was the
Yes,
first thing that a lot of people started, to bash on it because it's like 4 hours. But
that's
then
right.
when you really truly read it, they're like,
That's
no, you
right.
got to read it and
That's
actually
right.
learn
Yeah,
what it says
yeah.
in it.
Yeah, and that's one thing. Again, that book it doesn't talk about how can I work 4 hours, but see, people get that at all. It's the same thing too. When I do sales training with companies, there's a book that I have them read together with me, and we go through the workshop. And this book is called Getting to the Know, Getting to the Know. And it's funny because they're like, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, basically, that the subject of the book is getting when you walk into a sales office, yeah, and you're basically trying to sell someone something. The book teaches you how to get them to say no as soon as possible. And it's kind of they're like, why? Because the human brain is going to say no and it's going to say yes. And
That's
so
true.
therefore, if you get them to say no as fast as you can, guess what's next? Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Because again, and it talks about the fact that we say no immediately because we don't understand and we don't want to look silly or ignorant, so we say no. But if you get them to say no as quick as possible, and you're still processing through the information, now they're like, oh, wait a minute, I do understand that, and I do need that, or I could use that, or they could benefit my company or benefit myself. Yes, I want to hear more. Or the best word is yes. Where do I sign?
That's true. And there's some of them that you definitely get that they're like, man, even whatever time you took talking to them, they're like, man, yeah, like you say, just what do I sign? And, and,
Yes,
and then some they're like, what do I sign? Hey, and I know four more of the people that are ready, or one
that's right.
person.
That's right. And that's one thing that we miss a lot of times when I do sales training and even networking. We forget that once this person says yes, now ask them. I'm sure you have at least three or four friends who could benefit from this, either friends and or business colleagues. So do you mind if we call them real quick while we sign this paperwork here? Do you mind if you give me their number? Do you mind if we do kind of an entry call real quick right now? Just hello, this is James. He'll be calling you later. But you have to get that soft intro is always better than that. Hey, I'm James, and hey, Zeus said call me. Who, what? So then you get that slows the process down. So I think it is so important to understand for all of us to understand that you really have that you have to over deliver when you're trying to get someone, and also change your wording. I changed my wording a lot with my people. They don't say I have a problem. I have an opportunity, because a problem doesn't exist. Opportunities exist. And then when you go into the sales process, I don't want to sell you anything. I want to partner with you so you can benefit from what I have to offer you. So therefore, those little things like that, it comes across better. It also makes your opportunity to be successful at a higher percentage rate.
And that's very true. When you
Yes.
actually move those words around and you start asking yourself different, you can even feel it yourself. Like, okay. If you understood it yourself, and it's like yourself asking yourself, like how to sell yourself or something like that, and you can't do it to you, then it's gonna work to somebody else, because if you feel it that it's working for you, it's gonna work for somebody else, and that's good. You sometimes have to flip those coins and actually test it on you first, or test it with a friend or something like, okay, that works. And then just go out there, and like you just said at the beginning, it doesn't matter how many no's you get. The fastest no's you get, that one yes is gonna come to you.
That's
And,
right. That's
and
right.
you write something about I used to not do that, with clients, and that's important, because if you have one client already, he just said it, that's the best point. When who do you know that is interested in what I'm doing, because I'm already helping you. And I never used to do that. I try to find,
Yeah.
whole market. It's nothing wrong with it, but when
Yes.
you have somebody already, you already know that in their circle there's gonna be, it's a numbers game. We talked about it. It's a numbers
Yes.
game. Somebody's gonna have, and from that, it's another one, and from that, and how you gonna build your clients through that line of referrals. And I was like, duh. I'm like, it's like so simple, but we want to overthink it and work harder on it.
That's right. That's right. And that's right. And like it's a minute ago, the one thing that you said was just key that we can't miss, that is that once you understand it, that's why it's so important. Even when I learned to do public speaking and keynote speaking, they always talked about speaking to the mirror. Because guess what? If you can stand and hear yourself, if you can stand and look at yourself, people can also. But at the same time, if you don't like what you see or what you hear, why should they? And how could they like what they see? So it's very important to understand. I teach my clients to the Superman method, which has been, proven by psychologists and psychiatrists all over the country for years. stand in the mirror in the morning, Superman pose, fists at your sides, and post it up and talk to yourself. It is amazing how much that actually works because guess what? If you do not believe in what you are doing, you are wasting your time.
That's very true.
Yeah,
And you're right, because sometimes you might think that it is what you want, and truthfully it's not even that, it's something else. Even now I know people that, they're successful, and people out there too that they made it on what they thought that was them, but through the years, that thing that was supposedly for them, it wasn't even that.
that's
But they
right.
built it, though. They built it, but there's like, that wasn't really for me.
That's right. That's right. I had a person years ago hire me. So I have a restaurant, I was like, well, but now after about 6 months, it's starting to fail. I'm like, okay, let's sit down and talk about it. And I said, okay, well, what do you love about the restaurant? Well, I like cooking. I like displaying food. Okay, no. What do you love about the restaurant? So after talking for about a week, roughly off and on, figured out this person does not necessarily like people. So if you don't like people, and if you're an introvert, the success of a restaurant, which is people business, is probably highly unlikely. So you probably need to either be a chef somewhere or invest in a restaurant. But as far as restaurant owner, that's kind of tough because if you don't like people, if you don't like certain people, then because the restaurant, for the most part, is not about the food, it's about the experience. And so if you don't like that giving people experience, then you probably shouldn't be a restaurant owner. So thank God that I had them. They sold it after we coached for it. They sold it and then bought it to other things. But yeah, you have to realize that a lot of times we have to find out. So many people operate in their talent and not in their gift, which is
Mm,
different things. And we got to realize too in life, you're going to have a job and you have your work. Your work is what God called you to do. Your job is what you do to pay bills every day. Now, eventually, we want our work to overcome and be able to financially support us, and that's fine. But some people get caught up and realize that sometimes you're going to have a job and have your work. And I tell folks, what you got, the key to that is going to be have your job where you're 9 to 5. From 5 to midnight, work on your work. So we can't miss that because you're going to have two sometimes. Now, eventually, of course, like I said, you want to have where your work is definitely supporting you financially. But there's nothing wrong with having a job and having work because some people have to go back to that sometimes. When times like in 2020, a lot of us had to go back to a job compared to their work with the entrepreneurship conversation. But the key is so many people they operate in their job instead of operating in their work all the time. So
hmm.
it's very important. Very important. I had a gentleman years ago that called me up. He's like, look, I hate my job. I'm a CEO. It's killing me. I'm dying. I'm 57 years old. And I said, okay, let's talk. So I went and we made an appointment. I flew out and talked to him. Spent about 3.5 months together. And come to find out that he had a degree in marketing and went to a marketing firm and killed it, top producer. So the owner said, I'm going to retire. Why don't you buy me out? Okay, cool. Yeah, I love this. I love this stuff. This is easy to me, this stuff. But after 30 years of being an owner in that business, he realized that I'm missing something. I said, yeah, because your talent is your sales conversation, but your passion is people conversation. What do you mean? I said, yeah, your passion is people. So I said, okay, let's go back to childhood. Well, what was your first job? Well, no, your first time you made money, a lemonade stand. Oh, okay, great. What was your job in junior high? I worked at ice cream shop part time. Okay, high school ice cream shop, soda shop. So why did you not do ice cream soda shop when you graduated? Well, because my friends all said it was stupid. Okay, now let's go dig deeper. Grab your phone. The top 3 people that you talk to consistently since college, do they love their job? No. Then how dare you listen to people who don't love their job?
Ah,
I said, so let's do something really weird. Let's have you, Shio anyway. Why don't you go volunteer from 5 to 7 at a local ice cream shop? Just tell me you want to volunteer. You want to you did that for about 2 weeks. Third week, he's like, dude, this is crazy. I can't wait to leave my office to get to the ice cream shop. I said, then you got a decision to make. I said, I can't tell you. It's not my job to tell you. My job as a coach is to explore, is to understand, to have you hear what you are saying, not what I'm telling you to do. That's consulting. That's counseling. A
Mm.
coach is supposed to hear what you're already saying, unscramble it, make it plain, and get it back to you. So he said, so after a few months, yeah. So he sold this company for a lot of money, millions of dollars, and bought an ice cream shop. So his wife called me weeks, few weeks later. She says, I don't know who you are. I know your contract is with him. You can't tell me. I see it, ma'am. I can't tell you because the contract is with him. I can't. It's privacy policy. He said, but I don't know who you are, but thank God for you because he's been gone for 30 years. He's getting up in the morning. He's actually skipping to work. So I thank God for you. As she's crying, I'm like, well, ma'am, I'm doing my job.
Man,
She says, he's skipping to work. We've been married for 30 years. He has not been I'm like, well, I'm just doing my calling. It's my work. And so I think it's very important for us to think things like that through and understand what our responsibility is as a coach. And again, that's my understanding as a coach. What I go by is I'm hearing what you're already saying, taking it from you, unscrambling it, and explaining or giving it back to you, not telling you what to do. Now, there's counselors. I do counseling as well. And there's consulting. I do consulting work as well. But as a life coach, my job is to tell you, understand what you are saying to yourself, that you're too busy because life is noisy. See, the earth is groaning because it's dying, where you get a little deep there, but everything has noise, rhythm to it. And we know we're getting a rhythm. So if you're out of rhythm, you can't hear what's going on around you. And the noise gets loud. So my job is to take the information, quiet the noise, and then tell you what you just told yourself that you know what you should do.
man. See, I'm learning something. There, and this is something that I learned too. That even yourself know that every time they say, "Oh, you learn a lot from what you know or something new," you still got to get back to it and kind of refresh and get back to it, even if somebody has to coach you again. Because come on,
Yes.
dude, we're humans. We
Yes.
got a lot of things here, so we're gonna forget some things. So you're gonna be like, "Oh man, I totally forgot about that spot that I used to
Yes.
work on before, and it was working too." But
Yes.
I was like too much in my head. I forgot about it. You kind of gotta get a refreshment, or a little bit of everything. Not, I'm saying not to overload with a lot of
Yes.
information,
Yes. Yes.
but with what you already know.
Yes. And that's why it's so important. That I tell when they journal, when you journal Sunday, actually journal Saturday. Journal Saturday through Thursday. And then on Friday between 5 and 7 after work, get your glass of wine or whatever you do, and look at your journal you wrote during that week. Make sure you put the times down your journal, so you can see, okay, this week was a great week, or this week on Tuesday, man, my day really sucked. But you know why it sucked? Because I got cut off on the highway going to work, and I carried that into my day. I got to work on that. So that's what you said. You got to go back, or then you go back. Okay, 6 months from now, I'm gonna pick out my journal out from last February, and I'm going to sit down. I'm going to think about, okay, February was an interest. I'm going to pick out my last week of journaling in February. I'm going to sit down on my quiet place and read through that last week, and I'm going to figure it out. Now, okay, man, I'm having a good last 3 or 4 years. Let me go back again, 3 or 4 years to journal. Keep it all somewhere. A journal, they're cheap. You can go. Then people are when you can go to the dollar store and get a wire little notepad. It wasn't fancy, but just something to write on that you can keep on. And I tell people to keep a journal by your bed, keep a journal in your car, keep a journal in your bag. But just write down the thought. It could be, and what we fail to realize, it could be the craziest thought you think in your mind. Write it down anyway, because you need to know at 4 o'clock, I thought this craziness. Why? Because I'm irritated by something, so I let it control my thoughts. Now I know not to be irritated as much, or work on not to be irritated as much. Boom, now I know. So, oh, wow, I knew something different. Okay, great. Or, man, this day started out great. Why I thought out great? Because I walked by a homeless person and I gave them my Starbucks coffee I've been waiting for, craving for. But you know what? They wanted coffee, so I gave it to them. I went without my coffee and I had a great freaking day anyway. So that mental piece, and I gave this person $5 bill, not worrying about whether it's going to drugs, whether it's going whatever. I just felt like, you know what? He's asking, he's not begging,
Hmm.
he's asking. So here you go, man. Here you go. Have a good day. But in my pocket. And so we realize that that's when we understand and get more of that fashion, the fact of life is not about us. And we get more of the fact we're supposed to serve every single day. And then you'll figure out during your journey, wow, I stopped today and I saw what I thought was a single mom in a restaurant with 3 or 4 little kids, and they were starting to get irritated. I walked by and I grabbed the waitress, grabbed her ticket, and I paid for it without acknowledging I paid for it. I just paid for it and walked out. I don't need a thank you. I saw her struggling with the kids. They're fussing, probably sleepy. Guess what? I did my 2 cents. I got the ticket without going back and waiting for this huge applause. I don't need that, because we have to realize doing the right thing, you don't need accolations. You don't need that. What you need to do is make sure in your heart that when no one's watching, are you doing the right thing?
And that's very right. Sometimes, like you said, if I'm paying for something, I'm gone, because I know that that big man upstairs, he already
Yes,
know I did something good. I don't have to wait and evaluate and say thank you. No, I'm gone. That lady right there or that person is gonna be like, oh man, the next time I gotta do something for somebody because somebody
that's
did it
right.
for me.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Because you don't know what they prayed for them. You don't know what's going on with them. It could be a situation could be perfect, or it could be, you know what, somebody just left. Now I got to do this now, a tough day. Do I have enough? They want more. They eat more. Do I have enough to take care of the waitress and the tip? You never know. But guess what? The biggest thing about it, it doesn't matter if you know, because it's not your business. If you feel like
Right.
doing it, just do it. Just
Just do
understand. Yeah, just understand that I'm doing something that nobody ever going to say thank you for, but I know I did the right
man.
thing.
And it's right, man, what you're saying, because and it doesn't matter. Like sometimes we tell ourselves, man, I really wanted to pay for that, but I myself struggling too. So do it, man.
That's right.
It's not about you. You gonna after you do that, you're gonna be like, man, even though I don't have it, I struggle like that person, but somewhere inside you, you're gonna feel great. Like, man, I did something good today.
That's right. That's
And,
right. And
and,
that's
and
what it's
that
about.
about the journaling, man, you're not the first one. Everybody said I have so many
Yeah.
journals, man. Like you said, car everywhere, because I like to write things that popped up. But the way you said it, write down like Monday, September, I woke up, I did this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and just you wrote it down, because at the end of the night you check and you're like, man, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. Whoa, this was I did beyond, I didn't do beyond, and you kind of get what you
Yeah.
did. And I never do it. I do write
Yeah.
what comes in my head, like maybe an idea or something that I can help somebody, because I know that I'm gonna forget it. So I'm like, why not write it down? Because if not, I'm gonna forget. Like I said, I'm gonna forget it, and I'm not gonna help that person with what I just thought about it, and it's not gonna help me. But I know who's gonna help for it.
That's right. That's right. And that's the whole key right there, to make sure that, because, all of us have done this in the past, because, like I said earlier, we're human. We've held a door for someone and they didn't say thank you. And we got an attitude about it. It's like, wait a minute. I got attitude because the person say thank you. Attitude. No, I held a door because it's the right thing of my character, not because I get used to it. So stop waiting for the person to say thank you, because they could have even not been focusing. They could have had a bad day. They could have had a great. They could. So you're worried about. Wow, this jerk didn't say thank you. Hold the door. It's like, wait a minute. It's not about that person. It's about you. Walk by. Your character said, this person's not looking at what they're doing, or they're on their phone, or the whatever it may be. Hold the door. Stop waiting for somebody to say thank you for something you're supposed to do anyway.
And that's true, because I mean we went through it. I went through it when I would say good morning, and like that person would say good morning. I'm walking away. I'm like, that's a rude. Or I would say, damn,
Exactly.
I'm not gonna say good morning to nobody anymore, because they're not saying. But but now I realize, like, I put a smile. I said good morning, good afternoon, and even if they don't say it back, I know I said it.
That's
It was
right.
on me,
That's
just
right.
like you said.
That's right. That's right. And people do that. It's funny, because I was walking out of this church years ago, and this young man started saying, "I heard you speak, man. I can't afford, I can't afford you, of course, what you do, But he says, I really just wanted to kind of talk to you for a minute." And it was like, as I'm saying this, instantly, it was funny because, as I'm saying this, I wind up. The Lord was clear. He said, "You are going to coach this guy for free as long as he needs you. If it's a year, if it's 30 years." I'm like, what? And so I said, "Okay, man, here's my number. Call me anytime." He said, I said, "Don't matter, you can afford me." I said, "Just call me anytime. Call me anytime." So come to find out, this gentleman was a young man in his early 20s, convicted felon, just got out, was in the system all his life since he was like 15 years old. and got out, was trying to make it. And so he says, I just heard, I was just drawn to you. I said, okay, so I've been coaching this guy. Oh my God, it's been 9 years now, off and on, for free, because it's not about that. So now he always ends the man, one day I'm going to be able to afford you. No, you already afforded me. You owe me. All you owe me is to pay it forward. So now this young man, and I'm going through some channels I had and making some network connections, find out there is a program for convicted felons. So now he has a personal gym through a loan program for felons, and now he is, married with 3 kids and living the American dream that he deserves to live, because he's a hardworking guy. Just got caught up in the wrong environment, young age. So now I'm like, this is crazy. Like, this is just, it's like, I think back, this is crazy. Now, because of the fact of I listened to my responsibility and saying, well, he's not going to know. If he calls me now, I'll spend an hour with him, talk about life, and done. Boom, we're done with it. And it's still no charge, because that's what I was told to do. So now the Lord has replaced those people, replaced that income I would have lost, so to speak, through him, because I did what I'm supposed to do. So at the end of the day, it's about just do what you know you need and are supposed to do, because character is really all we own. Houses, cars, jewelry, clothes, it's all going to fade away. Character is what we truly own. So focus on making sure your character is what it's supposed to be.
And you're right about that, man. Because everything else, yes, it's like one of my friends says here in Houston, he's like, out of what I have, dude, my Lamborghini and all of it, that's bonus.
Yes, exactly.
It's bonus. I work hard for it. I deserve it.
Of course.
I really wanted to have that car. That was like one of my dreams since I was a little kid, that house. But I'm not over there bashing my family and friends. Oh, I got a better car. Right. No. I did it because I wanted it.
Yes.
But I know now that if my mom gets sick, like we talked about it, my friend gets sick, or anybody, they're taken care of.
That's right. That's right. And that's so. But like you said the other day, he talked about a young man asked you for a picture, and then you gave him like 5 business tips. That right there is huge, because you didn't have to do it. You did it because your character said, he's looking at me as a person to about business. I'm going to hold my responsibility is to share what I was blessed with, knowledge-wise with, and I'm going to share it with him. I'm going to share it with him for free, because he's asking me out of a good heart. So you didn't process, you just boom, 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 and then it was done with.
Yeah, man, and it felt great, because he was doing his shirts and stuff, and he showed me the name of the shirts. That was like at the end, like that was like an extra bonus 6, because I saw the name of the shirt, and I was like, I don't remember what I said, but I just went through the letters, and he was like, oh man, that's another one right there. I can use that. I was like,
exactly. Because at the end of the day, it is simply about making sure, again, that we're doing what we have the opportunity to do. Because you may never see that young man ever again, or you may see him on TV one day, like, wow, I had a little piece in that. Wow, but the point is, the time was right. You had nothing else to do at that moment but to share the gift that you were given. Because we have to learn. I tell people all the time in business, I learned early in my business career, when I was in the corporate world, is I learned give away 95% of what you know and charge for 5%. Give away 95, charge for the 5.
Charge for the 5.
And
it's funny because remember I told you that the guy took the picture? And
yes.
He told me, I remember it yesterday when we talked about it, he's like, I'm not going to post it. I'm going to post it in time.
That's right.
Isn't that funny? Like,
that's right.
And I said, that's fine. Maybe that's what God wanted on God's timing, that he's going to post it. Like you said, maybe he turns out to be a better, entrepreneur and posts her, and then he posts it, and he's like, hey, man, a couple of months ago or years, I met this guy, that's I said,
right.
Hey,
that's
right. Up to you, man.
That's right.
Like, he took the picture, and let's go. And I was trying to think about that book when he called me, and I still can't remember, dude. It just came to me right now. It's like, maybe. Oh, I got it. Relentless.
Oh, Relentless. Yes.
That was the last thing before we took the picture. He's like, dude, you're relentless, and I was like, whoa, like nobody said that before.
And can you imagine the fact of someone new meeting you, that the one thing they saw in you was the fact of you have incredible drive. Now they're thinking to themselves, he's no different than me. So now they have incredible drive. See, I mean, this this thing called life is so simple if we allow. We talked yesterday. If we allow it to be, if we understand it is as simple as it can be. Now, there's going to be issues, opportunities, of course, but the point is, if we allow it to be, it's going to be. So just the fact this young man saw relentless in your character, he saw something about this guy. I know he's out there killing it. I know he's out there not taking no for an answer. So guess what? I can be like Jesus and not take no for an answer. All from this few minute conversation that you had. Can you imagine that? All that from that few minute conversation you had. You blessed this young man with a lifetime of understanding just because you took a few minutes every time.
And you know what was the funniest part? That they were going to dinner, and it was like they wouldn't not leave. It was him and his friend,
Yeah.
because I was giving them a lot of knowledge and
Yeah.
educating them. That
Yeah.
2 hours, like I said, 2 hours passed by, and the other guy is like, "Hey man, we hungry, we gotta eat." I
That's
was like,
right.
"Hey guys," I said, "Man, I'm gonna let you go because I know you're hungry." But he's like, "No, but thank you very much, man. You just and it was on a Friday too. You just
Yeah.
opened up our mind a little bit more
That's
deeply.
right.
So thank you."
That's
Now
right.
when we go to eat, now I can actually sit down with him and talk about some of the stuff that we were talking, because I know if we wouldn't have met you right now, we would have been sitting down talking about maybe something else. But now
That's
we can
right.
get into a topic about business or
That's
anything,
right. That's right. And go deeper with exactly. Yeah. So now you're going to have them just spread themselves thicker and spread themselves thinner at the same time, because they're going to take what you said and kind of add to it and put their opinion on it. That's incredible. Yes. And that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to leave people with what we know. Now they can combine it with what they know. Now they know more than what we know, which is what it's all about. Continual growth.
Oh yeah. Before we even end, I want you to tell the audience a little story about, not about the coaching, but something that maybe happened to you at the young age. If you remember, like maybe if you were in the middle school, high school, or college, that it happened to you. If it was funny, or it was something that maybe woke you up and said, I really, I really, the me in the future, I really want to do this, or how can I make sure that I can do that to get to that
Yes.
me in the future?
Yes. That's funny when you said it, because I remember a few different ones, but one I want to use today would be, I remember actually two. I remember, every year at Christmas time, at about January, I would clean the snow off my porch in my front yard when I was a kid, a little bitty kid, and I would line my toys up on the porch and I would sell them
Hmm.
because I was done playing with them. I was like, so neighbors knew, oh yeah, here comes this guy. He's got a bunch of toys. Let's go there and get his toys. Let's go ahead and and buy his toys. So it would be like a retail store. I would line my toys up on the porch, and I would sell them every year. So it was kind of funny because I had a pocket full of money, and going into February, going into every year, they're like, wait a minute, what? Because I was done playing with, it was kind of funny with that too. But I remember also too, another story that everybody used to always bring me their problems. I'm
Mm.
like, oh my God, and then on top of that, when I met someone when I was a kid, I could read their pain. And I'm like, I don't like this. This sucks. I see this person come, I can feel what their anguish. I'm like, what the? And then I realized as I got older, that's called discernment, the gift
Mm.
of discernment. So I can read people. So now I use that in my coaching business to help people get past all the stuff they're dealing with, to help them get healed, help them get delivered, help them get in a good space. So those two things. So I found out earlier that I was a master salesman, and then I found out that I was also that person that could feel where people were at and could feel how much pain they were in.
Man, that about I'm a visualized person, so everything you were talking about, even from the beginning, I visualize everything. Especially right now, I saw you as a little kid. I saw you like it was raining though,
Yeah.
and you
Yes.
selling those stuff in raining. Though you still
Yes.
hustling, trying to sell those
Oh
things.
yeah. Yeah. I got to make it happen.
You gotta make it happen. That's when sometimes you realize at this age when you were like, I had it. Like when we're talking, I said I never knew that every single work that I had, I was always a leader in every single one. But now when you grow up, you go back to it, you're like, whoa, I was actually that every time. But you never
That's
like
right.
think about it. You're like, now I am actually a leader, building other leaders, but you were before.
That's right. That's right. Exactly. It's funny too. I remember when I was a kid. Another quick story. When I was a kid, I remember I was sick all the time until I was about 8. So I mean, sick like hospital sick, like pneumonia every other week, pneumonia. And I was like, what? And then I was watching this movie years and years ago. Now it was called, I think it was called Unbreakable, I believe.
I
It's
know what boy.
Bruce Willis
Bruce Willis, yeah.
and oh my God, what's the other guy's name, man? the other character. And anyway, I remember, and I was like, I can relate to this. This is crazy, because as an adult, I don't get sick. It's like it's like I was sick all the time, and now as an adult, I don't get sick. I mean, I'm talking about a headache once every 5 to 10 years. And I'm talking about a cold once every 10 years, if that. And I'm like, and I was sick, like, I mean, literally like hospitalized all the time. And that movie reminds, like, you know what? Wow, that was just my immune system at an early age trying to get right. So now, yeah, exactly. So now it's like, wow, it's impenetrable, so to speak, now, because it took that beating early, where the system changed nowhere. Now we know everything coming his way, so we're gonna be ready for it.
And it's true,
So
man, because I remember when because my mom gets always like not the headache, but what is the other ones? Migraine.
migrants, yeah,
And then I used to have those like a younger person. I think I was maybe what 14, 15, a
yeah,
little bit younger. And I will
yeah,
like the first times I'll get those, I was like, what is this? Like
yeah,
I will bang my head on the wall
yeah.
because my head was hurting and
Oh
I didn't
yeah,
like that feeling. And it was the migraine feeling,
that's
dude,
right,
at
that's
that
right,
young age. And then when I was a little bit older, I got them back, but I knew what it was.
that's right.
And then now that you were talking about that, years pass and I haven't had no migraine at all. But it used to happen consistently. Maybe every
That's
week,
right,
one of the days, like, oh, there it goes, migraine
that's
again.
right,
And
that's right,
now it's like I don't have them at all, and that's a
that's
good
right.
thing because it's always too much somewhere in your brain. It lights up the neural whatever, so it
Yes,
pops up and happens, and it comes
yeah,
back and it makes it happen. The mind is so powerful that
yes, it is.
we don't even. Man, have you seen that movie Lucy when she
Oh
uses
yeah,
all the, that's like an explanation right there of like we haven't even imagine if we were able to use 5%. Damn.
that's right, that's right, that's right. Yeah, because yeah, they say now, like, I guess what, 1% now is, yeah. Just imagine, yeah, 5% or 10% or even more. It's just amazing. That's why we got to make sure that we're always, again, writing down our thoughts, because thoughts will fade away from us right away. Write them down, because you may find yourself look back a year later, you had this business idea that is just a phenomenal idea, but the funny part about the idea, it may not be for you. Like, for somebody else that you're going to meet. So now you're like, I had this idea, man, but it's not really my lane. But here, read this, read what I wrote down here. And they might say, wow, I was thinking of doing this, and this is exactly how I need to do it. So now you just share with someone a business idea for them that they're going to take and run with and change the whole world, and that little piece of the world that where we live in. So it's very important. And that's why writing down those thoughts is so important, because people have so much need,
Yeah.
and so much want, and we have to make sure that we're really focused on the fact of, how is my gift going to bless people? How is
Mm.
my gift going to be? And that's why people say, I think I'm also the only life coach out there also that fires people as well.
Oh
and,
yeah.
and I say that because if I'm coaching you and it's been a few weeks or whatever, and you're not getting it, then I don't need to be coaching you. I'm not in this for the money. As a believer, money has to chase me, and money is chasing me. I don't chase money. And so what I just understand it is that I'm not going to risk my brand. So I'm not going to just have you out and you're being super unprofessional, super foolish in business. Hey, I thought you had a coach. Yeah, I do. I'm coached by James Bond. I can't risk that brand damage. So I'm going to refund your money, and I'm going to let you go about your way. He said, how do you do that? Because I'm not in this for the money. It's
Mm.
not. Money is pursuing me daily. So I have
Mm.
to make sure that I understand that my gift is to make sure that you're using your time with me and your resources properly. So while I can afford to pay you, yeah, but I'm the wrong coach for you. So have a good day. Keep it pushing. If he's high,
Mm.
because you have to make sure that as entrepreneurs, our brand is everything. So if your brand is at jeopardy, you have to protect your brand. Very important.
Very important. He says something important, guys. So I hope you write it down. You never chase the money. Let the
Yes.
money chase you.
Yes.
And it's okay. We're gonna go through life what we do, and we're motivated by money. I went through it. It was just
Yeah.
like money, 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 and that's never gonna get you nowhere,
That's right. That's right.
nowhere.
That's right.
So before we even end up right now, give the audience something positive today that is coming out from your heart right now while we're speaking.
Understand everything in life is key. Two keys. Everybody that came with you to this point cannot go with you to the next level because there's levels to this. And some people cannot handle the air as it gets thinner the higher you go. The air gets thinner. Some people can't handle that air, and that's okay. They're not bad people. They're just the people who can't go any further with you. You still love them, still care for them, but they can't go further with you. Also understand that you are accountable for you. So you rose this morning and you learned something last week. What you learned, what you didn't know you learned, I'm going to explain to you. My dad always says you learn every single day. Some of us have been taught that we only learn from good experiences. That is a lie. We learn from all experiences. Sometimes learning what not to do is just as important, if not more important, than learning what to do. You learn from bad people, learn from good people. But the point is, you have to realize you learn every single day, and you have an obligation to you to learn every single day. Because truly only you are going to be able to love you like you need to be loved. And make sure, stop holding people accountable for your happiness. Happiness is temporary. Let us all shoot for joy. Joy is long term.
I like that. I never heard that one. Happiness is temporary, joy is long term. I'll take that
Yes.
because we always
Yes.
talk about happiness, but we never mention a lot of joy. And joy
Yes.
is there,
Exactly.
man. Where can they find you in your social media so they can go out there and have any questions?
My website is welldrivenlife.com. Welldrivenlife.com. The best number to call me, and you call me anytime, is 866-775-5233. And I'm also, of course, on LinkedIn at Coach James Bond. So please reach out to me. And my business page is Well Driven Life on Facebook. But I'm
His movie's
always
coming
here.
out soon.
Yes, yes, exactly. So always
Dun,
be
dun,
prepared.
dun.
You have an obligation to live in a joyful place. Stop putting life on hold another day. I'm here. I'm here to serve. I'm here to help. I'm here to get you from that horrible place to that peaceful place. Coach James Bond, call me because life it's not, you're not waiting on life. Life is waiting on you. Stop waiting.
Man, thank you, James. And I
Thank
know
you.
y'all will see us again because on October 6th, we'll
Yes.
be doing the event. But this is not going to be the first time I'll bring you in here. Like I said, we'll
Awesome.
bring coming back again, and we'll probably bring
Awesome.
another two, three gentlemen so we can educate them there
Yes.
through the same platform here that we're using. And
Yes.
I'm just happy and blessed that I had you here today.
Yes.
And I'm
Thank you.
calling you my friend now, and
Yes.
you're in the circle now. So this is
Yes, sir.
this is great. I love it, man. And
Yes,
and I
sir.
hope that today you have an amazing, blessed day,
I will.
and you go out there and do what you got to do today.
Yes,
And
sir.
thank you.
Awesome. Priest, thank you for your time, sir. And it was a blessing to meet you. And I call you friend as well, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And you enjoy your day. God
Okay,
bless.
sir. Thank you. God bless, brother. Bye.
Woo! Thank you guys. Thank you for being here in this episode of the Push Power to Power Show with your boy, the real Jesus Ortiz. I hope that you like this. I hope that you enjoy this. I hope that you took notes either with your phone or with your writing notes and your man. I can't believe it's too early in the morning. I don't even say on your notebook. And that you're gonna apply it. And then any questions you got for Coach James Bond, he said where you can find him and Instagram. Go, you can go check out his website. Oh my God, I can't believe I just totally forgot his website. But it's okay. I will definitely put it in there and in the comments so you can go check it out. And he himself can go out there, put it himself too, and we'll be able to share this too. And y'all can share it. Like I said, we help that one person today. That person is gonna be happy and joyful to do something better and greater for their lives today. Thank you. And your boy Jesus Ortiz from the Push Power to Power Show is out, and I see you later on today. Peace out.